You know what's crazy? You guys complain so much about too much wokeness in the world and women being able to exist freely outside the house. If you want to hang in an environment where it's only dudes being able to just like fight and have sex with each other, why don't you just go to prison? You you don't have to even set your own schedule because it's already set for you. You don't have to cook your own food. Somebody's cooking it for you. You don't have to think for yourself because somebody's screaming at you or you're just scared for your life doing whatever you're supposed to do. You can be comforted by the same dudes that you fight with. You never have to argue with or about women again, as long as you stay within those confines. You don't have anybody obstructing you from a job opportunity because look how many jobs you got in there. Like, why do you guys want to, instead of just putting yourself in prison, why do you have to try to bring your dream fantasy fetish reality of prison into the real world and like destroy the well-being of the rest of us? I'm so concerned because just separate the world you think you want and then the just bare naked desires that you're asking for. And if you just separate how you think it looks versus how it sounds to like a clear mind, then you'll realize that you genuinely want to go to prison and spend time with dudes all day, which you can, bro, free from the real world that is scary and overwhelming and full of people that are like women or like transgender. I've realized that I'm probably not going to win this situation here, and I'm going to be the person, like, as a social reject that's going to have to go inside my house while you, like, incels go terrorize the general world. I'm cool with that. I'll go dominate my corner of the internet. But it's more than just me wanting to keep having these conversations. Like, are you guys gay? Like, this is, like, your hatred of women is so ridiculous. Like, and I just made this comment on somebody else's video, but I almost feel like the sheer like trauma bonded validation of the trauma that some of you guys have gone through with women in relationships, whether it's been cheated on or left or whatever, it's so validated that it's so vivid and so imposed on all women that you have guys who've never even had one conversation with a woman, never even gone on a date, never spoken to a girl like off the internet or even like ever. And they're thinking that like women act like this, bro. And they're treating women as if they all act like this in a world where they don't. And if they spoke to, existed with, empathized with, they'd realize, holy shit, like all this stuff that I'm hearing from these like 45-year-old, like just cult leaders of patriarchal psychosis, it's fake. And it's literally just, it's only conversations and theories that you can develop in communities where guys only speak to each other about trauma that they went to years ago and never really healed from, but they've spent all this time trying to intellectualize it by projecting the responsibility of healing onto other people so they don't have to heal, so they can continue to justify why they're so hard and I work so hard because I got my heart broken, or I'll never trust a girl again because I got my heart broken. Like, Nick, if you heal from that, you can realize that you can find love again. You can find connection again. You can still love yourself after being let go and heartbroken and stepped on. But it's so deeply ingrained in your identity. Like, you have to justify why you're so angry and why you're just such a piece of shit. And you finally found a reason to paint it on somebody or to pin it on a donkey. That is this one girl that you liked that never really liked you back, but you wanted to convince yourself that she did. And now it's just all hell for any girl that like ever crosses paths with you. Even if like she doesn't even show you any interest. Just like any girl that crosses paths just reminds you of your rejection and failure. It's not like Redman just made a video saying, and I would have never expected this from Redman, honestly, but Redman just made a video saying like this world is not safe for women, and I just want to double down on that and say it again because I don't care. I mean, these people labeled me the simp, the panderer, all that shit. I don't give a fuck about labels anymore. I care about what I'm doing in this world and how the things I'm doing impact the people in this world. And it's almost like how black people have to go into the world and assume that every single person is racist or every single like person is racist. And I already know that women already have these conversations and they're already thinking like this, but it's sad, bro. It's sad for somebody like me who wants to sit here and say, you know what, there is an opportunity for community that we can all be a part of. But the more and the more and the more you listen to the real life experience of these women are going through under the hands of men versus the like cooked up traumatized psychosis that like men are teaching each other or like educating each other on online. It's just like we are completely under the mercy of this internet psychosis, and how these boys that are in like possessed by it decide to exact revenge for that possession in the real world at the mercy of, again, these women who are really already being traumatized by men. And it's like there's only so much speaking that I can do for this community that I speak of when there's so many dudes who are standing right behind me ready to violate, to just take advantage of and just destroy the well-being of the women that I'm seeking to have and to create space for in my world. And it's like how it's difficult. And this is even why I'm writing my book. I know I'm trying to stretching this long here, and the algorithm hates that. But this is even why I'm writing my book, No Land for Good Men. Because it's getting to a point where we have to accept this is like men will go out of our own way underneath this, what I believe is patriarchal psychosis. We'll go out of our own way to destroy the entirety of the real world for the sake of creating or imposing this pocket of elitist masculinity onto the entire world, rather than sacrificing this hyper competition to be validated under this very, very tight, constricted space that is patriarchal masculinity, and allow ourselves to surrender to whatever diverse types of niche communities that we can contribute to and can also allow us to be the fullness of who we are outside of that tight box of masculinity that we were conforming ourselves to. I understand that was a lot of words, but the thing that scares me the most is that the internet has the ability to indoctrinate young people, and social media especially, and the algorithms have an opportunity to indoctrinate people at very, very, very quick exponential speeds in relation to people having to read things through the mainstream media or through the press. Because now your indoctrination is completely at your own leisure. And these algorithms are built on hijacking our mental health and our psychology so we can addict ourselves to the platforms. So if you're being shown a bunch of incel shit or a bunch of racist shit, imagine how quickly you conform into those types of ideologies. Completely free from any type of like, hey, are you sure you want to access this? Hey, are you sure you want to keep on going here? Hey, because the platform needs users. And now it's all of these people, and not even just that. Think about the people that are like the Gooner demic or like the Gooner whatever freaking thing of the past, I think it was like 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago, and how that's cooking up so many users of not just meta platforms. It's hypersexualizing so many people's brains. And imagine for how many people have access to the internet but don't have access to, one, women in the real world, but two, respecting the boundaries of those women in the real world, because they're so used to just, for lack of better terms, abusing the access they do have to these women through their pictures and photos and videos on the internet. So imagine what happens if the internet gets shut down, or those men who are sitting online now get more and more and more validation to be pushed into the real world to access opportunities and make America great again. Now it's those dudes that are in there terrorizing the world. And if they don't get access to wives, imagine what they're going to do to all the single women who are now protesting against being forced into this marriage economy complex. Like we're at that point in time where if you're a dude and you're speaking against patriarchy, you're going against the grain, just be comfortable being alone on this journey. Your people will find you, and your people will be more than everything you could ever ask for, and they'll be giving you more than the validation you could ever ask from these like red pill fucking cults. It looks like those dudes have the support they do because they're all so afraid of the world, and they're afraid of their real experiences and addressing their reality. So they all hang on tight to each other and they validate each other so hard because they're afraid, bro. Because they truly loved themselves and they loved each other. They wouldn't need to cling onto each other so hard and force responsibility and hatred of themselves onto other people, and then validate it through each other. So again, if you're a dude who accepts yourself and who really cares for this world and your humanity, understand you're going to be lonely, but the people that you want in this world and the people that you need are going to be ready for you. So be ready for them.